Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamsin Entertainment. Yeah, I know, spring came early. Not really, but it's been a really mild winter, and I'm also making a new promo for Jamsin Entertainment. I saw The Invisible Man, and it was... This movie was like one rewrite away from being a good movie. But there's holes in this movie that just don't make it work. They focus more on trying to scare you than they try to actually tell a story. So the premise of the movie is this woman, Cecilia, is running away from her misogynistic, controlling husband. She does escape him, and he fakes his own death, but she never feels that he's actually dead. And she's right. And he becomes the Invisible Man because he's made an optic suit that is complete camouflage. That's how he stalks her. Now, the part that told me that this movie needed another rewrite is when the people that were helping her out, family and friends, at one point, the ex-husband hits a little girl of the guy that's helping Cecilia out. And Cindy, the little girl, immediately blames Cecilia, even though Cecilia wasn't near him at all. And James, who is helping her out, immediately takes Cindy's side instead of like being like, what happened? It asked you to take a leap that people automatically turn on her like that. There wasn't any setup to that turn. It was little girl got hurt, which is really bad, but it wasn't Cecilia's fault. It was a few feet away from Cindy. And Cindy just automatically thinks it was her, even though she couldn't have reached her. It's stuff like that that doesn't make it a good movie. I can't suspend my disbelief when you didn't put enough in there for me to suspend my disbelief. And the way this movie tries to scare you are loud noises and then sudden silences. And they even do that sometimes when there's nothing there. For one instance, when she's leaving her husband, they go back and show a dark hallway, and you think something's going to emerge. Nothing. Nothing. Need to interrupt the review for 1 second. Yes, I realize the movie is called The Invisible Man, so when I mention in there that there's a lot of these scares that have nothing there, I realize there's supposed to be something there, but the movie doesn't do a good job of portraying that. Although the trailer did. If you go back to the trailers, Cecilia says there's someone sitting in that chair, and you can actually see that there is someone sitting in that chair because of the impressions. They don't really do that with this movie. This movie, there's a whole lot of nothing there where there should be something, and it just doesn't do that. That's what I mean by these scares show a lot of her looking around and then showing nothing. I realize the movie's Invincible Man needed to do a better job like showing something, or like sounds or something. Like the guy breathing or something. They did it once when she went outside. That's in the trailer too, so it's not a spoiler. Where you see her breath and then you see his breath behind her. They needed more stuff like that. That's all I'm saying here. But the part that I talked about where she's leaving him, which is the beginning of the movie, and they go back and show nothing, yeah. When she's leaving him, I guess, spoiler alert, he's still sleeping. So there's no reason for it. And small rant, back to the review. The other thing that they made you take a leap of faith for was her sister, Emily, that helped her escape. The ex-husband hacked Cecilia's email and sent a really nasty email to her sister. And Emily completely believes that this is sent from Cecilia, and she's having none of it. But not like 20 minutes later in the movie, Cecilia calls her up and says, can we meet in a public place? And she agrees, Emily, and she starts to hear out what Cecilia has to say. There is no setup to any of these payoffs. And I just say that the movie needed one more rewrite to tighten these things up. They could have taken a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes total, away from all the jump scares to putting together a better story. And the movie tries to put a twist in there, but you kind of call it. And they try to twist again, and you still kind of call it. So, I mean, the movie just needed another rewrite. I'm going to put this in my don't bother bin. Let me know if you saw Invisible Man in theaters. Which version is your favorite if you've seen all the other ones? The only other one I've seen is the Kevin Bacon one. I much prefer that over this one. If you like what you saw, like it. If you think other people will like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and live your imagination.